Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, how are you today? I hope you all fine and stay healthy. Before I start today's topic, let me introduce myself. My name is Anggita Febriana Rachmandari. I'm a student in the Department of English, State University of Malang, and I'm from A speaking class. Today, I'm going to talk about the crisis of national culture among the youth. Do you know about culture? According to Kuncharaningrat, culture is the whole system of ideas and actions created by humans in the context of community life that humans have by learning. This influence runs very fast and involves various areas of life. Of course, this influence will have a very broad impact on the cultural system of society. The speed with which the influence of varying culture is causing a culture shock is a situation in which society is unable to withstand various cultural influences that come from outside, resulting in an imbalance in the life of the community concerned. The absorption of external cultural elements that are carried quickly and not through a deep internalization process can lead to imbalance between the forms that are displayed and the values that become the basis for them, or what is commonly called cultural inequality. Social law applies to all civilizations. An advanced civilization at one point in time tends to have a broad influence on other civilizations that developed later. Technological developments, especially the entry of foreign cultures, have unwittingly destroyed local cultures. The lack of knowledge triggers cultural acculturation that gives birth to new types of culture. The entry of the culture was not filtered by the community and was accepted raw. As a result, the indigenous culture of the community has experienced determines degradation. The foreign culture that entered Indonesia caused multi-effects. Indonesian culture is slowly becoming extinct. As a result, the culture of individualism has the opportunity to become a daily culture. Now look at this video.
Indonesia tanah airku, pusaka abadi.
From the video, we can conclude that there are still many children who don't know the national culture. Even though children at the age should be given an insight into a national culture so that our culture does not become extinct. Not many people want to preserve the nation's culture. If the above influences are allowed, what will happen to the morals of our nation's generation? Maybe anarchist actions will arise among the youth. The presence of a varying culture can have an impact in Indonesia. The impact of the entry of foreign culture includes cultural change, cultural assimilation, modernization, cultural shocks, and the weakening of the nation's cultural values. This impact had a major impact on Indonesia, both from a positive and negative point of view. Indonesia is still too weak in filtering good culture from what is not, so all of us as Indonesian citizens must be proud of what has become our own culture. Not to forget the old culture by discovering a new culture. The entry of foreign cultures into a country is actually a natural thing, as long as the culture is in accordance with the national personality, but we must keep our culture from fading. The steps to anticipate this include, among others, growing a strong spirit of nationalism, for example, the spirit of loving domestic products, instilling and practicing the values of Pancasila as well as possible, implementing religious teachings, and selectively to the influence of globalization in the field politics, ideology, economy, and socioculture at the nation. As a national identity, the authenticity and ownership of local culture must be maintained so that it cannot be recognized by other countries. Even so, it doesn't rule the possibility of a foreign culture to enter as long as it is in accordance with the country's personality, because a country also needs inputs from other countries which will affect developments in the country. Ladies and gentlemen, supposedly, children are given an insight into the national culture, such as national songs, traditional dances, and etc., so that the nation's culture does not become extinct. We as the nation's next generation must also preserve national culture. I would like to apologize if there are some mistakes in the delivery of my speech, and thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.